Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're watching this video. Doing something a little bit different today. A little bit of a confession to make here. Now, the one thing I pride myself on doing, or have done for the past 12 years, from 2013 till now, 2025, in January, actually, January 26th to be. I'm crazy about that date. Anyways, I've been doing art every single day since that day. And there's been days like a kidney transplant where I was in the hospital where I've never missed a day. Yesterday, I didn't do any drawing. I didn't do any art or anything. But I don't feel bad about it because this isn't the first time this has happened. I think within those 12 years, I think I've had maybe 3 to 5 days where I've missed a day. Like something had happened. Either I completely forgot about it, it was a crazy day, or whatever. And what I do is I say, okay, fine, it happened. I don't start from zero because I make my own rules. This is my game of life that I'm playing, my life. So I missed yesterday for a really good reason, for a super good reason. And I've done some paintings on it. My brain. Oh man, I hope that's how you spell migraine. My brain is not working today because yesterday I was in bed all freaking day, all day, in tremendous pain. It felt like I was just enveloped into this whole thing of pain. And you can see this image here I took of myself just in tremendous, utter pain. Like you can't, just debilitating, can't do anything. And unfortunately, I didn't get to my artwork earlier in the day before this onset happened. And I was in pain for 15 hours straight. The only thing that I wanted to do was sleep as much as I could. And I had to take a bunch of pills just to get me asleep. Yeah. Don't worry, call the doctor, and I've been dealing with it for years now. And I'm doing everything I can to try and be pain-free. But last month and this month, March and April, oh my gosh, I've had so much pain, back pain, abdomen pain, now migraine again, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, you're probably thinking, wah, Chris, cry me a river, right? Oh, I hope whomever is watching this never feels that kind of pain. And if you have felt pain like this, either in your head or anywhere in your body, all kinds of empathy goes out to you, and I'm so sorry. I know what it feels like, and I'm totally okay with missing yesterday because the rule is I can make it up. So today I'm feeling much better. I still feel a little bit like glass, very fragile, thin glass, like those super expensive wine flutes that you buy, and you feel like if you just tap it a little bit hard, it would just shatter into a million pieces. That's what I feel like right now. Just like I would shatter, super easy. So, and the one thing that I'm learning to do right now is be me within my artwork. And a question that I constantly ask after a painting is done, and even while I'm painting, is this me? Is this me? Question mark. And my writing is terrible. Is this me? When I look at one of my paintings, I'm asking, is this me? Am I represented in that piece of artwork? Or am I doing it because someone else might like it, or it might sell at a gallery, or it's just for marketing purposes, or whatever? is this really me? Is it authentic me? Is it part of my soul? Is it part of who I'm trying to communicate into this? And I think you as an artist should ask the same thing. Is that you? And if it's not a big deal. Maybe you're doing commission work. Maybe you just have to pay the bills and you're happy with doing it with artwork. I'm a little bit different. I have a separate job that pays the bills, and I'm so lucky to have that, where I can make my artwork all me, okay? I can make it all about me. Not meaning it has to be self-portraits all the time. I mean, even if I'm doing a landscape or a still life or a figure of someone else, what am I saying? What is my communication? Did it go through my brain, and did I translate this image into something that is an amalgamation of the image and my own views on life and everything else? I feel like if I do that, I can bring a part of me to this art world. And there's only one me, and there's only one you. And if you interject yourself within it, that's where originality and creativity comes from. If all the artwork you do is so influenced by external forces that I don't see you in it, then it's basically a copy of something else happening, right? And it's not easy. If you're doing that and it's not really you, it doesn't feel like you, that's fine. I mean, I've been doing this for 12 freaking years, and I would say a large, vast majority of the paintings I've done are more about, the fundamentals of art, how to render something, how to make it look like what I'm trying to do, and not so much about the authenticity of me inside the work. And I think it's taking this long for me to realize that this is where that word that is used all over YouTube, style, this is where style comes from. It comes from you being you. Not a pursuit of style itself. It's not a pursuit of style. If you try and pursue style, you'll be someone else. You'll see something you like, you'll copy that. Maybe you'll take 4 or 5 different artists, 2 or 3 different artists, and you'll combine the styles together. And it'll be amalgamation of all those different artists, and it'll look like them in certain ways, kind of like AI. AI has no style. AI is complete and utter BS. It's crap, never use it. Style is, if you go for style, you'll never get it. It's like Zen. If you go for Zen itself, you'll never get it. Zen happens when you're focusing on other things. And in this way, don't go for style, go for you. What are you? Who are you? What do you like? What do you not like? What crazy thing do you do that is only you? And how can you put that on paper? Who are you? And start asking, maybe, if you're into this, if this resonates with you, start asking while you're working or after you're done, hey, is that me? And if it's not, cool. Don't beat yourself up about it. You're not going to get anywhere if you keep beating yourself up. Just say, oh, okay, no, that's not me yet, but I'm working towards it. Maybe next time I'll let go a little bit, and I'll let a little bit of my crazy out. And that's really what I feel like it is. Letting a little bit of my crazy out. Oh my God, crazy. C-R-A-Z-Y, Chris. Let your crazy out. You know what I think is ultimately us? Is when we're in that primal situations in our lives where you're by yourself and you're just being you. It's when you're in the bathroom alone and no one's home and you're dealing with your physical self and the things that you have to do day in, day out. where no one's watching, or you're home alone and you're doing something weird, dancing or screaming or singing or just acting off, whatever that means, off. That's you. So yesterday there was a lot of me in pain, that primal pain. So we're going to work on we're going to work on another one. This is just regular paper, really crappy drawing paper. It doesn't have to be anything good. Actually, it's not that crappy. It's really good, pretty good drawing paper. And I'm going to be working with a set of pens. My favorite is just random, what is this? Dolphin Research Center Training Institute. Just a random pen, ballpoint pen I picked up. This is a nice brush pen, Pentel, I think, a la Kim Jong-gi. I'll probably mess with that. Sharpie, there you go. Sharpies, really nice. Stinky though, I hate the way it smells. And then this is like a nicer pen that you would get at the grocery store. Smaller, whatever. So I'm gonna be working this up in pen. And yes, I'm gonna be working over all that. And it's gonna be fun. So here's where I shut up and get to focusing and drawing. Okay, so here we are. Drawing. Man, this is me. This really feels like me here. It's nice having these times, or the way I'm doing this video, at least I like it. I don't know if you like it, but anyway. I like just being silent and trying to put everything of myself into this, and just thinking about the origination of whatever this is, the idea of pain and discomfort, and kind of like the painting on my previous videos is releasing all convention and external influence, and saying, you know, yeah, this isn't pretty, this isn't good looking, this isn't even well drawn. I'm not caring about something well drawn. I care about the emotion that I want to put into this, the feeling of pain, this envelope of awfulness, of horribleness. I'm all dyed up. Yeah, this feels like me. And if I could take this drawing and this energy I have in here and repeat it within a painting as well, and be able to capture the same, that would be nice. That would be really nice. But what I think I'll have to do, what I think I need to do, is remove myself away from the way you're supposed to do things, the way you're supposed to apply paint. Or you shouldn't apply paint this way because it won't last that long, or whatever. Any kind of rule that I set up for myself, and say, no, the painting that should come after this should have no rules. And it should be completely and utterly subservient to the message, to what I'm trying to communicate. And if it needs to be a huge painting, if it needs to be a tiny painting, if it needs to be black and white, if it needs to be painted with a stick instead of a brush, if it needs to be put on with a palette knife or a broken palette knife, or if it needs to be put on with my fingers or my own hair, I don't know. To just figure out what it needs and to do that regardless. To divorce myself away from external. I can keep working on this as I'm looking at it, but I'm going to stop on it. But this is good. This was yesterday. This was me yesterday. I feel the pain in this. I think the important parts of it are the really painful hand positions. It reminds me of The Gross Clinic by Thomas Eakins. If you don't know that painting, The Gross Clinic by Thomas Eakins, do a Google search on it. It's one of his most famous paintings. But what you'll see in that painting is a very archaic time of a hospital. And I'm not even sure if they had, what do you call it, where someone gets put to sleep, medication to help them sleep during operation. Oh man, anesthesia. I don't even think they had anesthesia there, but you have this beautiful top lit down doctor sitting there or standing there, and he's talking to an audience, right? And on the operating table is the son of a woman that's watching. And you can see her watching, and she is, obviously in pain for her son. But her son, you can see the hand on her son is like just in this claw of agony. And I thought that's what this needed, and it really does. The last painting I did, it has the face, it has the teeth, but it didn't have the hands. And I think, You know, if you know anything about portraiture, at least like I know anything about portraiture, I don't know. But my guess on portraiture, that what most people kind of say, or I've said myself, is the hands are as expressive as the face. You know, one of the hardest things that we find to draw are faces and hands is because both of them, both your hands and your face have as much work that you need to do on them. So you treat hands just like you would faces, like, oh, this is going to be a hard part that I need to spend a lot of time on. But the expressiveness is there. And before, on the previous painting, the one thing I didn't like was the teeth were there, but was I making a face, or was it a grimace of pain? I'm not sure, because it was a little vague on that expression. But I think on this one, oh, that's good. Darkening that out, because that's the mustache. Darken this out as well. And darken this cheek. I think the hands introduced in here are really good because it changes the way you think about the expression, the teeth and the grimace on the face. With the hands like this, I don't feel like you're questioning the pain. Maybe you are. Maybe it is a face and something else. I don't know. But I feel like the hands bring that in. It brings that definite feeling into it. So there you go. That could be something that you use on one of your paintings, right? If you're communicating a certain emotion and you have hands in there, are the hands saying the same thing? Because they're just as expressive as the face is. Something I need to remember for my future paintings as well. A couple things I want to say about this. And I was thinking a lot about Greg Manchess. Greg Manchess is an amazing, amazing illustrator. And one of the wonderful things that he does is mentoring artists on Smart School. I think it's smartschool.com. Anyway, I took one of his, last year and the beginning of this year, took his, the portrait as story mentorship. And it was just me and I think 9 other people in this class that met once a week when there wasn't a holiday or something. And I got to get real feedback from an illustrator that is in the Illustrators Hall of Fame. I mean, it's completely and utterly mind-blowing, like, to have, you know, direct feedback from someone like that on your artwork. It's crazy. It cost me, I think it was 14 weeks. It costs about $2,500 at the time. And I would say that is so cheap from what you're getting. To get direct feedback on your work from someone of that caliber is just absolutely amazing. But one of the things that he had talked about with me is both in a fundamental kind of concern and also in kind of a compositional concern. Right here where I'm looking at it, the light is up top and it's coming down, and you have a natural drop off of light. So everything at the top, like the hands here, the nose, that, you know, everything will kind of drop off. So if you're doing a face, an egg, a hand, a cube, or whatever, know where your light is, and know that depending on how things go, and actually I could probably drop this off even further, darken this up a lot, because not only is it like fundamental, like this would be darker, and it's going a little bit, I mean, you can see the photo, like it's darker, the arm is darker at the bottom than at the top. That's because, you know, things get further away from the light, it'll be a lot darker. Now I'm going a bit further on it. This value is a lot darker than what's actually in the photo. And that's the other point that Greg Manchess would make all the time with my work is don't be so attached to the reference that you're using, the photo or life or whatever you're looking at. Just use it to understand this is how you draw a finger or teeth or whatever. But other than that, make it your own. So I think about these fundamentals, but then I also think about how can I change them to further communicate what I'm trying to communicate. So yeah, I do have some lighter lights up here. Maybe darken this out a bit. Yeah, lighter here, dark at the bottom. Fundamental concern, works well. But also, I left the teeth. Like if I did this exactly like the photo, those teeth here, especially in the front, would be a lot darker to match. But I don't care about matching the photo. I wanted those teeth to stand out. I wanted this bridge of the nose and here to stand out. Like these are your lightest lights. I wanted the highest contrast to be here and also here in the hand. I could probably darken the hand up a bit to bring the view deep in there. And that's why I worked on putting a ton of this ink down on the outside, because it was distracting, right? And I was thinking about this kind of outline, this envelope of pain. And I was thinking, you know, what would an envelope of pain look like? It wouldn't be this super straight line of perfection, right? It wouldn't be this perfect outline of the head or these forms. It would be this jagged, awful, crazy spines and thorns and everything that hurts us, right? That's what I was thinking about with that. To help also bring the view into the center of the face. Like here, I want you to stay here. I want you to stay on the teeth and the hands. All this can go away. I mean, sometimes we get to a point, I do this all the time, where I'm like, oh, this is really cool how the tendons in this hand are really standing out, or in this arm. And I sit there and I, you know, manipulate this a lot and work on crazy value changes and whatever. But that has nothing to do with what I'm trying to say in this piece, you know? So we always have to kind of come back to that and think about, you know, what is subservient to the message. If not, you'd have this perfectly rendered all over painting that is kind of not saying what you're wanting it to say, right? Oh, it looks good, but I don't know what you're trying to say here. It's not clear. It's, you know, create a message and then have everything serve that message. I would say every single stroke and whatever, but I mean, that's what Nicholas Uribe, another mentor who is absolutely amazing for me, you know, every stroke and everything should be subservient to that and point to what you're trying to say. But sometimes you just need to be really expressive, right? Like this area needs to be expressive, and I'm just throwing it around. I'm not caring about every single stroke. I just want to get it down and dirty and on there. So, for the most part. And I need to step away from this, or else I'll just keep messing with it and end up screwing it up probably. There you go. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.